Hello, hello everyone. Happy Friday. I am so glad you're here. If you are joining us live, say hello in the chat. I see the chat's already going. If you're on Facebook, just a reminder, we don't see you like we see you on Zoom when we are able to track all the comments and all that. So let us know you're here. You got to comment on the feed so we can come back and say hello and answer any questions. I am Danielle Cevallos. I'm the president of Kelly Roach International and a few of our companies. And so I am going to be leading us in today's session where we're going to be covering some of the tactical basics when it comes to Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour and why you need those things and why they work so well. But before I do that, I want to congratulate all of you who have already decided to join us inside the Virtual Business School. You came to our session Wednesday night or Thursday night, or maybe you watched a replay in between. You understood the assignment. You were like, yes, I am here to make sales every day, whether it's you personally or your team. And you were like, get me in there. I know I can do the work. I just need the system. And you took action. You made it happen. If that's you, I want to encourage you this weekend to go through our 3 core trainings. The Dream 1000, the Miracle Hour, and the Trust Building Offer. That is your hub. That is the foundation. That is all of the basics you need. I want you to just sink your teeth into those. I want you to make sure you've got a dialed in trust building offer. And I want you to implement, get organized for your Dream 1000. Like, this is the time. Take a weekend. I know we don't want to work on the weekends in the summer, but here's the deal. This is so worth it. If you're not in virtual business school, I'm going to teach you some stuff, but you could get the full complete training like today. You could go through it this afternoon. So if you joined us, congratulations. We are so excited that you're a part of this family. We cannot wait to watch you start crushing it. You heard from Maria last night how she came in. She is an executor. She is a hardcore executor. And so I am so excited to see how many of you become our next Marias, the next group of people that we are celebrating because they have decided to take action. So if that's you, congratulations. Welcome to the fam. We are so glad you are here. If you are joining us for the first time, maybe you're like, Danielle, what are you talking about? No worries. We're going to do a session today that walks you through just what it looks like to actually have a sales system. And listen to me, y'all. I will tell you, if you're an experienced business owner and you're like, I don't need this, the people who I have gotten the most comments from with our system have been people running businesses over 7 figures. So just so you know, part of my role, one of my roles is working with our mastermind clients who are running businesses anywhere from $2 to $25 million. And we have gotten them all into the virtual business school for themselves and for their teams and to a person. These highly experienced entrepreneurs are like, oh my gosh, this is the gap. This is the thing I was missing. This is the thing I thought was happening that wasn't happening. So there is no one on this call, whether you are new or whether you are super experienced, who is not going to take something away from what we go through today. But I do want to encourage you, if you are someone who is already in the virtual business school, like, we are so pumped for you. I want you to like get in there and start doing the trainings in there. Like, I want you to start going through the trainings. If you're like, what are you talking about, Danielle? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you. We are going to break down exactly what the virtual business school is, but the virtual business school is basically our membership where we help you learn our proven sales system. It's a 3-part system that includes building a trust building offer, which is totally different than anything you have ever heard from some online guru teaching you to automate everything. Then we're going to teach you our Dream 1000 a Miracle Hour system, which are platform agnostic. You could be on any platform. It doesn't matter if you spend money on ads or you don't spend money on ads. This is a system you can use if the internet goes out and you need to go door to door. This is the exact same system. So it is completely platform and outlet agnostic. You can use it anywhere. We're giving you the full system. Plus, you get live classes with us every month, live Q&A sessions with us every month, templates to actually send to people when you're in conversations. Like, literally, we give it all to you. It is $59 a month. There is no contract. And I'm going to start teaching in just a few minutes, so bear with me for a second because we're going to dive into the sales stuff that we need to dive into. But we have a live only bonus that I'm going to offer to anybody who buys live today, anytime before I get off this call. If you buy live today, you're going to get access to something we've actually never offered before. It's kind of like a fun, cool thing. So we have had so many people ask questions about this trust building offer. We actually, Kelly and I did a full day hot seat coaching session with members where we like coach them and tweaked their trust building offers. And we can't always do that. We can't always just take a full day and go through things like that. So we wanted to figure out a system where we could actually help you in a custom specific tangible way build your trust builder without having to do 5 hours of coaching all the time, because obviously that's not sustainable. So we are going to offer something that we've never offered before, where if you join us and you pay in full, and if you've already paid in full yesterday or Wednesday, you get this too. But if you paid in full, or you pay in full before this live is over, you are going to get access to Voxer coaching, where we are going to help you specifically target your trust building offer. So you're going to fill out a form. This isn't ongoing coaching forever. This is kind of like a spot coaching session through Voxer, where you answer specific questions about your trust building offer or what you're thinking about for your trust building offer. And our team will actually coach you through building that offer, fine tuning it, making it work the right way, looking at how it fits into the bigger plan that you have with your other offers. And then you'll leave that Voxer coaching session, which will probably end up being about a day of like back and forths, then with your offer ready to go, ready to sell, launch plan and everything. So this is a simple way for us to do this kind of like on the go. Our team is able to coach you. It is short term, getting that offer super dialed in. And listen, if you're like, oh my gosh, I desperately need this, and you did the monthly in the last 2 days and you want to upgrade to the yearly, you can do that now. You can upgrade to yearly right now. If you've already joined us, you can do that upgrade. But we are going to basically coach you through how to make the perfect trust building offer for your business, because it is different. It is incredibly different. Everyone's like, I don't want a membership. You don't need a membership. There are a million ways to do a trust building offer, and our team's going to help you find the one that's right for you. So if you're somebody who is brand new, stick around. You'll have some time to buy. I want you to get to know us. I want you to learn what we're about and trust us and all the things. But if you're somebody who's already bought and you did the monthly and you want to upgrade to the yearly, you can do that now. Once you upgrade to yearly, we'll go ahead and cancel your monthly payment. So we will take care of that on the back end for you. But if you'd like that, it is a Voxer coaching session. It's one-on-one, it's custom, it's individual. You will have, it's not ongoing forever. It is literally going to be you kind of walking us through what you're thinking for your trust building offer, us asking the questions we need to better understand your business, better understand the model, and really, really helping to fine tune your offer so that it's clear, that it makes sense, that it meets a tangible need, and that it fits in your system, because everyone is teaching you to do this wrong. So we want to help you do it right, because when you do it right, the power is insane. Like, it's nuts when you do this well. So we want to help you do that. So if you want to take action on that, the only people who are getting that are the people who paid in full already Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is not for everybody all the time. If you bought Wednesday night, Thursday, or sometime this morning and you paid in full, you'll get access to this. And we're offering it to the next 10 people who pay in full on this live. So before I get off this live, so you got some time, because I'm about to teach some stuff. So you have a little bit of time. But if you want to be one of the first 10 people, I want you to get in there. And if you've already paid, if you have already joined, you've already done the $59, and you're like, OMG, I need this, just upgrade and we'll cancel that. Okay, so please know this is an $800 offer. When we did the coaching sessions live, people paid $797. So sorry, $797. So that's what you would pay for this offer. If you were going to do a one-on-one actual Zoom call, a 1 hour call with me would be $1,500. A 1 hour call with a team would be $997. So this is an incredible deal alone. Like, literally, this alone is worth all of the virtual business school. But you're also going to get the training on the trust building offer, the training on the miracle hour, the training on the dream 1000, and then all of our monthly stuff, because it's for a year, and all the bonuses moving forward. So it's like nuts that we're doing this, but we know that this is the thing. This is the thing. This is like what the live launch was, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. This trust building offer is literally what that was for businesses, this is what this trust building offer is. And it's so easy to make like mistakes in how you build this where you hate it or it's not built right. So I want you to have the best possible version of your trust building offer so that it does its job and you can actually see results and you can actually get things done and get results. So, which I already said. All right, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit today. Again, if you are joining us live and you've already joined and you've done the $59, all you have to do is grab that pay in full and we will cancel the monthly. So you don't have to do anything there. We'll take care of it for you. All right. Today, I need you to get some paper out. I need you to like tune in with me here today because today we're talking about stuff that, if I'm being honest, people don't love talking about. But we don't lie. We don't lie here and tell you that everything's going to be like roses and daisies, and if you just dream about it, it will happen. We are going to tell you that if you follow the right system, it is possible for you to have a story like Maria's, where you come in and now you have a trust building offer that's doing 7 figures. Or like Julie, who launched her trust building offer and sold 300 people in without a launch. She literally did it with emails and text messages. Or like some of our other clients who've come into the virtual business school, let's not even talk about a trust building offer. They literally came in, followed our system. I'm thinking of one of our clients. She was in another, I did like a 4-week intensive LinkedIn training, which you actually get for free. FYI, you get for free. She paid for it. You get it for free if you join us and do the pay in full for the year. But she came into that. We were talking at the end of it. I was saying, okay, now you need to go implement your Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour. And she wasn't in virtual business school. So she joined, she did the pay in full for the year. And within a couple of weeks, she, because of the action she was taking, made a 4K sale. Well, she paid less than that for a virtual business school. I think if you do the math, it's about 3 times less, close to 4 times less. So she 4X'd her investment within, I don't know, it was like 10 days or something like that, just from doing what we teach with what I'm going to talk about today with the Dream 1000 Miracle Hour. Jennifer Wheeler came in a couple of days later, legitimately. I want to say it was 2. I can't remember. Jen, I don't know if you're on here or not, but she came in and within 2 days made a sale of her trust building offer. And what was really cool about what she posted was she said, they actually thanked me for this sale because they had wanted to work with her. And this wasn't a membership. It was a one-to-one thing. She does functional medicine. It's very personal, very custom. It wasn't $100 thing. She made a $1,500 sale. And then she made a $3,000 sale. And it was because people wanted to work with her for a while and they didn't have an option, and they saw this as an option. They were like, oh my gosh, thank you, because they had a problem she was able to help them solve. And so what was really cool about her win was that it came from a place of service, and when she offered it, people thanked her for it, which is amazing. So what I want you guys to understand is that whether you're brand new to business and you're learning how to sell for the first time, or you're an experienced business owner, what I'm about to teach is the magic. And, we don't believe in an easy button. We don't believe in any of this stuff. There's no secret. This is not like, none of this stuff is like complicated or super over the top. It is simple. It is easy to implement on any platform, literally any platform. You don't need tons of technology. You don't need 1 million followers. I actually was literally coaching someone last night. She was doing the Dream 1000 Miracle Hour, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Didn't even get on social media. And she pulled out her phone. She's run multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. Literally pulled out her phone and put 250 names on her Dream 1000 from her phone. People she could text who know her name. She ended up booking and completing, by the time we met again, 12 calls, and she had another 8 being planned. She had already gotten 2 referrals from her phone, from the people that she had just known from like her life. She didn't even touch social media yet. Now that's part of phase 2. She's going to go there. But right now she didn't even need to do that. She was able to get 250 names from her phone. So what everybody needs to understand is the internet gurus, the marketers online, want you to believe that if you just pay more money for ads and you post more on social media and you go viral and you do all these things to get more leads, and then you put an offer in front of those leads that they'll buy. Y'all, let me know, how is that working out? How is that working out for everybody? You just put people on an email list, they don't know who you are, and they just buy your 20K offer. You don't have to actually put that in the chat. I'm gonna tell you how that's working out. It's not working out. It is not working out. But what if you could take the people that have already raised their hand and said, I want to follow you. I want to be on your email list. I want to listen to your podcast. I want to come to your launch. I want to be in your Facebook group, and actually start talking to those people who are already a tiny bit bought in. Like, what if you just focused on those people first? And you started actually having conversations with those people, and you started actually figuring out what those people need, and you started actually making offers that made sense for what they say they needed. Do you think you could make more sales if you did that? Let me know in the chat. Do you think you could make more sales if you actually knew how to have sales conversations with the people who are already in your ecosystem? Let me know in the chat. Don't be shy. And listen, y'all, to a person, everybody I'm coaching running multiple 7-figure businesses, they will say they have a sales system, and I will say, oh, tell me about it. And they will say something like, I will run ads to a launch, and I do my launch and I send emails, and people either come to my sessions or they don't. And if they come to the sessions, they buy, and we'll pitch maybe a call or pitch an application or pitch something else. And then my team will follow up with them. And I will say something like, oh, that's awesome. What do you do with the people who sign up who don't come? And they'll say, well, we send them another email. And I'll say, well, oh, okay, tell me how that goes. Usually the email open rate on that is about 0.2%. Nobody's clicking anything and nobody's coming, which means there are hundreds, sometimes thousands of leads that everybody says they need more of, that nobody's talking to. Literally nobody's talking to. And then I'll say, oh, okay, well, what happens when somebody comes to a launch and they don't buy and they don't book a call? What happens then? And people will say, well, I mean, we send them more emails to our downsell. How's that working? It's not working. Why not? The emails aren't getting open. People aren't caring. They're unsubscribing. Is anybody talking to those people? Well, no. So you just paid for people to register for a workshop. Nobody talked to them. They got what they needed and they left, and nobody ever communicates with them again. Yeah, that's what they do. Then there's my friends who don't launch. They're like, well, I just post on social media. I'm like, cool. Well, how does that work? Well, I post on social media and I'll say, DM me if you want more info, and people will DM me. And I'm like, great. What happens there? And then they have an automation that sends a link, and the automation sends a link to book a call or download something or whatever, maybe ask some questions, right? And what happens after the automation's done? Well, if they didn't buy or book a call, nothing. Oh, so people raised their hands. They said they wanted what your post was offering. They got in a conversation, and then nobody followed up just because they didn't buy right then. Y'all, tell me if I'm crazy. Like, you guys tell me if I'm crazy. Does that sound crazy to you? Does that sound like a little bit like nuts? Let me know. Is that crazy? Let me know in the chat, because I feel like it takes so much work, because my side, I see the marketing side of things. So just so you guys know, largely in our companies, I have been the person responsible overseeing our marketing teams, overseeing our marketing agency. I understand how challenging it is to generate the right leads. And so it's not an easy thing to do. So when you get those people in your ecosystem, to not fully do everything in your power to get them into a sales conversation seems nuts to me, because it's hard work creating content. It's hard work figuring out ads that work. It's hard work getting people to sign up for things. So to get them to do that, to accomplish that, to actually succeed at that, and then not do anything with that seems insane to me, because that's the hard part, right? But what I think happens, and you guys let me know, because we've all been here, is we've all been sold to in a really gross way. Actually, right now, there's this trend of all these like young, pretty girls teaching people how to be high ticket closers. And this used to be just like the broy marketing dudes, but now there's like this whole other world of them. And so they're both extremes, but they're doing the same thing. They're literally doing the same thing. So this is the same as like, the hardcore sales bros who are like, if they say they need to talk to their husband, this is what you say, and you push them. And we've all experienced this, whether directly or indirectly, where somebody is just pushing, pushing, pushing. They're going to overcome every objection. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you need it. You just have to overcome the objection to make the sale. And that feels gross and terrible and almost always leads to buyer's remorse. Has anyone personally experienced that or felt that vibe from people online? Let me know in the chat if you've ever experienced that, because I have been on the other side of a sales call like that. I have absolutely regretted picking up the phone or booking the call. I have seen countless social media posts, people teaching you how to overcome every objection. I'm not getting off this call till they say yes. Nobody wants to be sold to that way. So when we talk about the Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour, I think sometimes in people's minds, they think, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. Well, everybody rest assured, you don't have to be that person. This system is not about pushing and overcoming objections. This system is literally about the opposite. It is about building actual relationships. The Dream 1000 is a relationship management system. So what you're going to do is have enough relationships happening that at any given time somebody's ready to buy, which means you don't have to push so hard because you always have people at different stages of conversation ready to buy. So what this looks like is when we know in our market that maybe there's 2 to 3% of people in your market who are qualified and who know the offer, who are ready to buy. Because there are a lot of people in your ecosystem who will buy from you. They will buy from you, just not right now. They're just not going to buy right now. They're going to buy in a couple months. And what most people do is they just keep hitting that same group of people over and over and over again. They don't have a system to stay in communication to actually get people to a point so that when they're ready, you're top of mind. So for us, what we have done is we said, okay, it used to be called the Dream 1000, and we have kind of our own spin. So if you've learned the Dream 100 before, we have a slightly different way of doing it, but the idea is the same. The idea is the same in that there are 100 people that you're talking to. They're ideal, qualified people that are at different stages of the relationship and buying process. And you are nurturing the relationships that are at the front end. You are making offers to the people who are at that part of the relationship, and you are following up with people who know the offer. Okay, that's the baseline idea. A couple of things that we've changed over time is, number one, because of how people are buying, because they are so skeptical, because the process is so much slower, you need way more than 100 people in conversation. You need 1,000 people in conversation. And so that's why it's now called the Dream 1000. So you need 1,000 people that are in conversation, that are at least, from what you can tell, qualified to purchase what you're buying. And what happens is when you have that list built out, which takes time, y'all, that takes time. Nobody's going to build that in a day. I mean, that's going to take a little bit of time. If you are very, very experienced in business, this could be a lot faster than you realize. If you're newer in business, this is going to take you some time, but everybody can start building this list today. Everybody can build this list today. So for us, we have multiple stages of relationship that we will put people into based on where they are in the process. So if I just connect with someone on LinkedIn, I will not be that person who makes a pitch in the first message. I can't stand that person. So I might make an offer for a free resource. I might just ask a few questions. Maybe I'll invite them to something free, but I'm not going to be like, hey, do you want to get on a sales call so I can sell you something that's $30,000? Like, that's crazy town. So what I'm going to do is those people that I've just connected with, that I've just started a conversation with, they're going to be in one section of my Dream 1000 pipeline. And every 8 to 10 days, I'm going to follow back up with them, keep the conversation going. I'm going to keep them in a flow where I'm commenting on their posts, responding to their stories. So they go in that section of my Dream 1000 pipeline. But then there's the people that maybe they come inbound because they saw a post, or maybe they respond to a message that we sent, or maybe they attend some sort of workshop or launch, or they sign up for one, but they don't attend it. They say, hey, there's some level of interest there. They're kind of having a conversation with me. Those are people I'm going to want to keep the conversation going. They're in a different stage of relationship. We're already talking, we're already exchanging, we're already going back and forth. Then there are people who have attended either conversion events, so a masterclass, a launch, a sales call, maybe we've sent them a proposal. They are aware of the offer, they understand the offer, but they haven't actually taken action yet. So they're in a different stage of the pipeline. There are people who are past clients, right? That they may not want to come back into a high ticket offer. And I'm going to maybe make another offer to them for a trust builder to bring them back into the ecosystem. Okay, so these are all people, and there's more than that. I'm just trying to give you some overviews of what this looks like. There's people that have said yes, and you're following up until they actually sign up and pay. But basically, what you end up with a Dream 1000 is 1,000 names, but they're at different stages of relationship in the pipeline. Okay, so not everybody is just new and you're just welcoming them, and not everybody has heard your offer and they're ready to buy something from you. They are at different stages of relationship, which means you don't have to always hit the same 5 people till they buy. And you don't have to pitch someone on the first message because you have people closer to the purchase. Now, this again takes some time to build, but what happens is when you build this over time, and we use something called the miracle hour, which is 7 steps that you take every day. Now, for some of you, you're at a stage in business where the miracle hour should be a miracle day. You spend your whole day doing this. But basically, this is our system where every day you are connecting with new people. You are posting content to engage with people that are already in your ecosystem. You are sending messages to any new followers. You are continuing conversations with people that you've started conversations with before. You are making specific offers, either to a low ticket, to a call, to a launch or masterclass. You're making some sort of offer, and every day you do these activities. There's 7 of them that we teach you. Every day you are taking action on these activities, which do a couple things. They fill your funnel because you can't ever run out of people. You always need to be adding new people to your Dream 1000. They nurture the people in your funnel, and then they literally come down the funnel. You make offers. If they either buy or they say no, if they buy, guess what? You put them in a funnel to either renew them, upsell them, or add on something to their purchase later. Again, we do this in a way that's not pushy. We do this in a way that makes sense. We're not just going to come in, you just bought something, we're like, buy something else. But if we're working with you and you say you have a need and we have a service that does that, we're going to be like, oh yeah, let's just like, you can work with us in this capacity. We'll just add it on. So those people, even those people who purchase from you, go into another part of the funnel. And then people who actually rotate out of working with you, maybe they don't decide to renew, maybe they complete their work with you, they go into the funnel as well, because our goal is to reactivate them. So what you end up with the Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour system is a complete strategy. So you have all your people organized, and in a way that means that you have people at every stage of relationship. And then you have a daily system where you're actually taking the actions to move them down the stages, right? So the new people you're trying to get in conversation, the conversation people you're trying to get to a conversion event or make an offer to, the people you made offers to, you're trying to get to make a decision, the people making the decision who said yes, you're trying to get them to pay. So you have these specific activities in the Miracle Hour designed to help you move people down your pipeline. And what is so crazy is so many people who come to us and say, I need more leads, I need more leads. When they start going through the Dream 1000 system, they realize, oh my gosh, we have so many more leads than we realized. We just weren't talking to them. We just weren't doing anything with those leads. And so we have to actually start keeping them organized and doing things. Now, a couple of caveats here. If you're new, I'm going to speak to you. And if you're very experienced, I'm going to speak to you. And then everybody in the middle, you guys can kind of figure out where you go. So number one, if you're new, this is going, like, learning the system now is literally going to save you thousands of dollars, like thousands of dollars, and so much mental sanity and so much time, because all you're going to do is spend your day making connections with new people. And again, please listen to me, y'all. You do not need ads for this. We use ads. You don't have to use ads. For the agency, which is how we grew the agency well, it's over 7 figures in revenue since we started it. But there was not a single ad for 2.5 years. And the only ads we ever ran when we did start running ads were list building ads. We never ran launches. We never ran ads. This was specifically done largely from my LinkedIn account. That is largely how we got most clients. And in-person events. Guess what? We use in-person events to add people to our Dream 1000 because that works too, because it's not tied to a platform. You do not have to be on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn. You don't have to be on any of those things. You can literally build a Dream 1000 and do your miracle hour on any platform. You can have 100 followers, you could have 100,000 followers. It doesn't matter. The process is agnostic to all of that. So what I really want everybody to understand is if you're new and you're trying to get your first 5 to 10 clients, or you've got a couple clients and you're trying to get more, this right here inside Virtual Business School, learning this is the absolute best money you could ever spend on learning, because everyone else is going to teach you a bunch of content that's fluff. They're going to teach you post more all the time and dance around so more people follow you, which does not equal sales. And they're going to teach you these complicated funnels, which can you make a funnel work? Yeah, sure, probably. Do you have $30,000, $40,000 to test that funnel? Because if you don't, then don't build it. So at the end of the day, this right here, this $59 is literally going to be how you build your first 10K, 20K, 30K months. Absolutely. And it could be on any platform. You could be starting from zero. Literally, it will help you. But let me talk to all my experienced entrepreneurs right now, because you're like, oh my gosh, Danielle, I know this. Listen. I know that you think these things are happening. And to be fair, we've talked to several people at this level who are like, oh yeah, my team does that. And we're like, oh cool, go look at the DMs. Like, go open your team's DMs. Ask them, do a portfolio review. Sit down with them in their Dream 1000 and ask them person by person where things are. And you know what happens? They're like, oh, well, I sent a message like 2 weeks ago. Okay, well, what did you send them? How did you send it to them? Did you follow up? What happened? And what they realize is there are so many gaps to the application of this process that they're really not doing these things. And what's so amazing, and I love it most when it's like somebody running like a $3 million business, they'll come in and be like, oh my gosh, it actually works. Like, they make sales so fast because they're sitting on so much opportunity that has literally been ignored, like just ignored. And so listen, we want you, if you're someone who's experienced in business, we want you to keep launching. And sure, send out your mass marketing emails, send out your mass marketing texts, run your ads, do all those things. We do all those things. But at the end of the day, the needle mover is not going to be those things. It's going to be your ability to move people down the stage of relationships. And so while those things are going to help get people engaged, what you want to do is start having actual systems around relationship building, which is what the Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour gives you. So you can do it yourself. You can give it to your team. You should probably do both. If you're new in business, you will spend your whole day doing this. Like, listen to me. Please listen to me. If you are not making 15K a month consistently, like you have 15K in recurring monthly revenue, 85% of your day should be spent staring at your Dream 1000 and taking Miracle Hour actions. Hands down, Absolutely. I can say that. No, I don't care what your industry is. I don't care what you're doing. If you are not making over 15,000 in recurring revenue per month, then this is where you spend 80% of your time. The other 20% of your time is serving your clients so well that they want to tell their friends about you so you can add their friends to your Dream 1000 list and start the process with them. So it all goes back to that. So if that's where you are, like zero questions, hands down, spend your time on this. If you're more experienced in business, you are sitting on opportunity right now. You are sitting on opportunity. You're probably, if you've sold high ticket for years like we did, like Maria did, like Julie did, like the Bosches did, like you are sitting on hundreds, maybe thousands of people who want to work with you who could never have afforded it. And when you bring your trust builder to them, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can do this. And they're going to want to work with you and you're not even going to have to launch it. Okay. So what you need to understand is that wherever you are in business, the system is the same. Listen, if you launch, you're going to still use this system. If you don't launch, you're still going to use this system. Get all of our companies, the ones that launch and the ones that don't, use this system. So in the agency, my process is a little different. The trust builder is a little different. But what we do with Dream 1000, carbon copy, same thing. Now, the stages of my pipeline might be different. In the agency, you're going to get a custom proposal. We're not going to do that for VBS. But generally speaking, I got a pipeline. It's full of relationship stages. It's full of people at different points in the relationship process. My Miracle Hour, instead of offering a $59 membership, I'm offering to hop on a call. It's the same functional idea. It's just applied differently based on the business. So again, this is something that when you learn this, you will use it forever. When you learn this, you will plug your sales team into this and they will do it for you and multiply your efforts. The truth is that people think they're doing this, and 90% of the people who think they're doing this, what they're actually doing is running ads to an email list, sending emails to get people to a launch, doing the launch, hoping people book a call live or buy live, and then doing nothing with those people until their next launch, where they send more emails to the same people. They might send DMs. I'm not saying that there aren't people sending DMs, of course, but they're not talking to them in between. So if you came to a launch 4 weeks ago and I sent a DM, hey, Kelly, we're doing this thing. Do you want to come? And she's like, sure. She signs up. She doesn't come. Guess what? Most of the time, your sales reps, or you maybe, I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm a little bit calling you out, or you're not going to talk to that person again until your next launch. And then the next message you'll see, it'll be like, sure, sign me up. And then the next message you see in their DM will be like, hey, I'm doing another masterclass. Y'all, that's not building a relationship. And that's why we have in the virtual business school, you get our core trainings, you get the trust building offer, the Dream 1000, the Miracle Hour, where we did super deep dive, like super deep dive. I think last month, Kelly, your training was like another deep dive on the Dream 1000 and how that worked. Yeah. So you get like a super tactical deep dive, but we're also giving you those sessions every month to keep you updated on how to have the conversations, how to keep things organized, how to structure your time, with the marketing, how to not waste time doing things that aren't working. So you're getting both components. You're getting the foundational stuff that's not going to change because those are all principles that have been around forever. You're getting those trainings, but then you're getting all the kind of what's working now, how we're applying it, what are the unique situations, and how are we seeing things move a little bit quicker in the live monthly calls. It is the best of both worlds. And you know what? It is the fastest path to monetizing your current audience. It is the fastest path to monetizing a barely there audience. And it is the fastest path to building an audience. And everyone on this call is at one of those stages. You either have an audience to monetize that you're not monetizing, nobody in your audience, and you got to build something, or you need to build a teeny tiny, you have to monetize a teeny tiny audience. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. Every stage of business can leverage these principles. So if you are not in the virtual business school, $59, y'all. You can get in for $59 a month. There's no contract. If you think this is ridiculous and you don't want to do it, and we're just crazy people who like to sell things, it's fine. You can just cancel it. If you want to get in on that coaching, if you're like, okay, I am bought in, I need some support with the trust building offer. Like, I kind of get it, but like, I really don't, like, I need some help. And y'all, this is very, very, very experienced business owners. We've had to help them dial it in. And again, it's usually like a tiny little 1% tweak. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a tiny tweak that makes a difference. And you want that Voxer coaching, pay in full before we're done. We're going to be on for about 20 more minutes. You have about 20 minutes to pay in full. If you've already joined monthly and you want that bonus, go ahead, click the link, pay in full. We'll cancel your other payments. You don't have to worry about anything. But if you want access to that coaching, get in here now. You will also, if you pay in full for the year, get our massive template bundle. You will also get our LinkedIn. Remember, that's those 4 sessions I said that that woman had paid for and then came in and did the stuff and made the sale. I'm giving you those 4 sessions for the LinkedIn training. It's literally A to Z how to sell on LinkedIn, basically taking what we're doing here, including some stuff about content and what to post. All of that is included as a bonus if you pay in full as well. And then everybody who joins us, even if you do the monthly, you get the boot camp that we're hosting, which is literally going to be holding your hand to set up your Dream 1000, like how to build out your pipeline. Exactly that. We have our team that will lead co-working sessions through the Miracle Hour. If you have a team, like this alone is so worth it, because we're gonna basically train them. We're gonna train them how to do this with our system. They just show up and do it. Now, I highly recommend you come in and do the training with them, because you have to know what you're keeping them accountable for. But it's such a great way to plug in and have a system that they can already start using, that you don't have to worry about, will it work, and can I get them to learn this. So that 2-week boot camp alone, you can't buy it anywhere else. We don't do it anywhere else. We would charge $2,500 if we did, but you literally can't get it. So I'm putting a $2,500 price point on it if we sold it, but we don't sell it. So you get that even if you do the monthly. So there's literally no reason to not join us here. You also get the live marketing masterclass every month. Every month, Kelly does a different deep dive training that she sends out, usually around a sales topic. Every now and then we bring in an expert that will speak about something else that we just feel like is really useful to the membership. But every month you get a training from Kelly or another expert, and then you get a live master class with me. You also get a Q&A session live with our team, because we know that you have questions as you're implementing, and you should. So our team is here. We work with hundreds of entrepreneurs doing this stuff. They're going to be there to answer your questions. And then our implementation sessions are like the magic, because that's where we're going to basically walk you through a co-working session and give you the templates. And I was just doing some templates for this VIP session, and y'all, our templates are so good. I was reminded today. I was like, man, these templates, if people just started sending stuff like this out or posting stuff like this, they would see so much more traction. So what you get monthly, again, even if you only do the $59, is insane. So if you are not already a member and you're like, Danielle, I don't know if I trust you yet, you need to go ahead and like test us out. Do it for $59. If you're like, oh my gosh, I need this Voxer thing that you're doing, you have about 16 minutes left to get in there on that. It's got to be the pay in full. So, all right, Kelly, hey, how are you?
Hey, happy Friday, everyone. That was a great training. Thank you so much, Danielle. And hey, everyone, let us know if you are going to be joining us for the live only bonus today. That's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. I saw a couple questions coming in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them in just a second. But I just want to give a little context, because I see some questions coming in around like, how do I approach a welcome message? How do I start these conversations? How do I build these relationships? How do I do these sales things that you're talking about, right? And I want to give a little context. So my background, I worked for a Fortune 500 company. I started my career in sales as a sales producer, and I was promoted 7 times in 8 years. So I became the youngest senior vice president in the company. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, youngest senior vice president in the US. And we broke every record in the company's history for sales growth, every single one. And to the point where they started flying the CEOs in from other countries to come study what I was doing with my sales teams. And there's a point to this story because what I was doing with my sales teams was largely around the focus on relationship management and organization of their database and the consistency and frequency of keeping in communication. What I didn't focus on was a slick marketing presentation or the right thing to say in the sales meeting or overcoming objections, which of course I did train all of my teams on sales effectiveness, but I trained them most importantly on how to be a great listener, how to demonstrate that you care about the person that's sitting in front of you and being present to their needs, and how to present a compelling case for why you can be a solution for them, right? And I'm writing a book right now about the sacred nature of selling when it's done the right way, how it can literally be the catalyst for not just changing your life and your family's life, but the lives of countless other people. So the approach in the virtual business school is really through that lens of listening, asking questions, right? Really doing the one thing that entrepreneurs forget to do. They get so excited about their product, their program, their service. They're thinking so much about their goals that they forget that our job is to be obsessed with creating the best solution in the market and having the best understanding of the wants and the needs and the desires of the people that we're here to serve. And so I see all these questions coming in and I feel that little bit of nervous energy that anyone could have when they're like, oh, wow, I've just been relying on marketing. I've been running ads, or, I have been that person just emailing my email list, or I have been that person just like putting posts out and, trying to get things to come back. And like, I don't even know where to begin with these conversations. First of all, we're going to give you so many simple templates to use. And second of all, the way that we teach sales and the way that I teach sales, my sales philosophy, which I've been waiting for this moment for so many years. When I started my first company, the Business Advisory, which I still have today, it's not this company, it's a different company. I wanted to do sales consulting, and that is what I started doing. But when I brought the idea of sales to the online market, no one wanted what I was selling because we were at a time where people got away with just using marketing as their sales engine. And so no one was having real conversations with individual people, and no one wanted to hear trainings where that's what they were learning. But we have officially come full circle. The pendulum has officially swung all the way to the other side, where people just simply aren't buying from mass marketing anymore. They want to buy from companies and individuals that they feel like they have a relationship with. So we teach you things in the virtual business school, like, how to facilitate these outbound conversations and how to build relationships. And I teach the one conversation close, which is a strategy that I've used to close tens of millions of dollars in sales. But you don't have to worry about having like the best or the right marketing language or the best or the right phrase from a sales perspective. It's not even the right question to be asking. You have to ask yourself, can I put myself in a space of being of service when I'm selling? Comment yes in the chat. I know you can do this. You can put yourself in the space of being of service when you are selling. If you answer yes, yes, I want to, or yes, I am, or yes, I commit that I'm going to put myself in the space of being of service when I'm selling, virtual business school is for you. Because I don't teach you like Jedi mind tricks or like secret language or like, things like phrases. If you say these phrases and you get them nodding and you get them doing this and this and mirror and this, we're not going to do any of that. But what I am going to focus on helping you to understand is how to understand the zeitgeist of your market, which I believe is the most important thing when designing an offer, understanding the zeitgeist of the market and just literally entering the conversation that's already happening in the minds and in the heads and in the side conversations that are already having in your market. And then simply just building relationships with people. Okay. So you don't need to be nervous. I saw like 3 people asking, like, how do we send these, outbound? Like when you get a follower online, it just goes something like this. Hey, Danielle, Thanks so much for the follow. I'm so happy to have you here on my Instagram community. What are some of the things that you're interested in learning about right now as it relates to growing your business? That's it. That's the whole thing. And bless you. And then what you don't do is what everybody else in the world does, which is then they just leave it up to a many chat bot or just let the conversation sit and wait and hope that someone will then buy something. You then continue the game of catch. I call it the game of catch. And the game of catch is you're building a relationship, right? So you're asking open ended questions and you're having a dialogue with someone that's going to naturally lead them through know, like, trust, buy. It's going to naturally lead them through the qualifying process, which will tell you where to put them on your Dream 1000. And then as you're having those conversations, you know how to gently guide them and ultimately let them self select to choose to come into your world, as many of you are doing today and did yesterday and the day before, and will continue to do over the next couple of days, because you see that this, in fact, will help you get that unlock that you're looking for. So the highest priority of the virtual business school is simplicity, because my driving force and motivation for creating the virtual business school is really that it got too expensive and too complex and too overwhelming for business owners to succeed. And we know that now there's billions of dollars of information and education supposedly focused on helping entrepreneurs to grow and succeed. And yet the statistic of 85% of businesses failing has not changed, right? So we need a radical change. And the reason why the virtual business school is priced the way that it is that in order to create radical change, we need the masses to be able to access this life altering, life changing transformation inside the virtual business school so that we can actually change that statistic. So we don't want you to have to go into debt. We don't want you to have to go into overwhelm. And we want to show you how to build simple, elegant businesses that scale. And one of the other things, and there's so much in the FAST foundations, you guys, we haven't even talked about the FAST foundations, but there's an entire session in the FAST foundations where we walk you through how to do an expense shred. So many of you are carrying so much burden and so much expense in your business that is unnecessary that you could let go of. We, will show you how you can run a simple, elegant business with 5 vendors or less and scale this business into the tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And Maria really emphasized this point for those of you that were there last night. She said, my program is just really simple. It's like a couple calls a month. It's not about all these complex things that all they do is distract and overwhelm you. And, for those of you that are listening today that haven't taken that step yet, I really want to challenge you and just say, how bad do you want that dream? How bad do you want that dream? Because I think what happens quite often in the entrepreneurial space is we buy into things and we spend our time and our precious money on things that we think are going to give us the shortcut or, the silver bullet or the thing that's going to help us get the workaround for the thing that we really, really, really need to do. And the virtual business school is not going to allow you to continue that avoidance behavior. It's going to have you face head on the most important thing that is going to keep your business in business, which is the currency of relationships. Relationships are timeless. The Dream 1000, this is literally something I had a conversation with someone yesterday that their whole business basically was brought to a screeching halt because their email deliverability was so bad that they didn't have a way to reach their customers. They didn't have a way to sell their products. And I heard Danielle talking about this on the training earlier today. And the thing is when you have a Dream 1000, you have people's phone number, email, a lot of times their physical mailing address, multiple ways to contact them. It doesn't matter if your email list isn't working. It doesn't matter if you get hacked on one of the platforms. It doesn't matter if you get logged out of one of your accounts. It doesn't matter if the algorithm changes. None of those things impact your ability to succeed. It is completely agnostic. You can be successful for years and years into the future without compromise. And the final thing I'll say is people always ask me, I homeschool my daughter, by the way, for those of you that don't know, my husband and I jointly homeschool my daughter. And I make time for a lot of things beyond just the businesses that I run. I run a portfolio of companies, not just one. And the thing that both myself and my teams have been trained on is that we prioritize revenue producing activities. And so the reason why we don't have to do a lot of the other things that you probably spend a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and a lot of your money doing that you don't need to be is that we start our day every day with the miracle hour. We start our day every day with revenue generating activities. We have revenue focused discipline across all of the organizations. And I hear from business owners every single day, I'm so burnt out, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, and they feel like they're just swimming in quicksand and they can't get out. And the reason why is because when you avoid communicating with other humans and yet you're trying to build something that hinges on communicating with other humans, yeah, that's going to be pretty exhausting. And we have a whole generation of entrepreneurs that spent years using marketing as a replacement for sales. And now marketing is no longer working as a replacement for sales. And so you have to understand the dynamic shift. And when you understand that shift, you understand the critical nature of making sure that this gets put front and center and that this gets prioritized in the function of your business. But we are doing everything we can possibly do to make this accessible, to make this simple, and to make this something that you can get real results in real time from right away, as you see and as you've heard from so many of the other members. So, they say, what is it? It's easy, not simple, or it's simple, not easy, because we're gonna lay it all out for you. We're gonna serve everything on a silver platter. It's the same thing Maria said last night. But you have to decide, one, it's important enough to you to change your business and change your life. And two, that you're going to commit to implementing what we're teaching. And a lot of people won't, and that's okay. But a lot of people are really struggling to close a client, let alone 400 clients or 2,000 clients, like the people that are in the virtual business school are having success doing. So once you get in the flow and once you get up and running, this can be a ton of fun. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing more fun than waking up and having multiple sales in your business every single day. And so if you want to be on this journey with us, the Dream 1000 and the Miracle Hour are going to make it simple. They're going to make it manageable. You're going to have a support system. You're going to have an entire team of people to guide you every step of the way. You're going to have a community rallying around you, and you're going to get to come along with us because what's beautiful is Ignacio is our full-time executive director of the school. He's in communication with our members all day, every day. And so everything that Danielle and I are designing and delivering comes directly from the feedback from our members of where they are, what they need, and how we can best serve them. And I told the team my highest priority in creating this school was that this is not a vault-based system where you're going through things from 2 years ago, like the courses that y'all keep buying that aren't even relevant anymore. But instead, when I go to record my training for the month, or when Danielle goes to produce her masterclass for the month, it is fresh, it is new, it is real, and is the what is working now. And that's our commitment to you, is that we will stay current, that we will stay ahead of the curve, that we will do the testing, we will do the heavy lift, we will do the hard work out in the market with our different business models and the different processes and teams that we have and companies that we run, so that we can come report back with only the things that are a good use of your time and energy, that are going to bring you those big wins and those big results. So we're so excited to work with you all. And I'll just have Danielle do a quick recap of the bonus and the boot camp and some of the things that are available. And I don't know if any other questions came in that you want to answer really quick, Danielle, here.
I think we're good. Gary was asking about replays, so team, if somebody can get him those replays. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. Again, you don't have to take our word for any of these things. If you join at $59, you get access to all of this immediately. You can actually
Yeah.
go through the trainings. And what I would encourage everybody to do is spend this weekend and get yourself set up. Like
Yeah.
actually to work this weekend. I know like that might not be the most exciting thing, but I want you to wake up Monday morning as a business owner, like ready to crush it. And y'all can go through the trainings and start building your list and start getting everything in order. So Monday you can hit the ground running. I want you making sales by next week. Like, I don't want this isn't some big long process. So again, don't take my word for it. Like, go join us, $59. Like, $59, you'll get the full system. So at the
Yeah.
very least, you learn the system that we give you. If you don't love it, cancel anytime. If you
Yeah.
want that Voxer coaching bonus, just let me walk through that one more time. I'm going to give you just a couple minutes. It is for pay in full for the year. You do have to do pay in full for the year. It is going to be this is what it's going to look like. You're going to go through the trust building trainings that every single person gets, whether you do monthly or yearly, in the virtual business school. You're going to go through those. You're going to go through the workbook. I don't know why Zoom is doing that. But thumbs up to that. You're going to go through those trainings. You're going to give us your just kind of what you're thinking of for your trust builder and the background of your offer. And then we're going to spend the day going back and forth, coaching you through that because there's going to be questions that we have, right? So like when you say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," I'm going to need to get in there. The team's going to need to get in there and say, "Okay, well, tell me more about this. Tell me about your higher ticket programs," and we're going to ask those qualifying questions. To make sure that the offer you're putting together actually makes sense in the bigger picture, because we do not want you building something you hate. We don't want you building something that's actually not going to translate into upsells. We don't want you to build something that doesn't make sense for your lifestyle or your audience size. So we're going to get all the info we need from you so that we can help you craft that offer, and then you're done. You're good to go. You're ready to take it out to the world. Part of that discussion in Voxer will be how to launch it. So if you pay in full before we turn this Zoom off, you get access to that. Um, if you bought, if you paid in full yesterday or Wednesday evening as well, you also get access to that. So, all right, that's the bonus. That's time sensitive. You also, if you pay in full, get the $500 template bundle, which is different if you signed up for the VIP. You get a different template bundle if you signed up for VIP. You get the LinkedIn course, which again, people paid $500 for that. So those two things alone are worth $1,000, and you're getting them for free, and a full year of virtual business school, and any new offers that we give you as bonuses for $639. But that 4-week LinkedIn training, it's literally how to set up your profile, create your content, connect with the right people, send messages so you get sales. That is the full pipeline for that. So it's how to do it on LinkedIn. And then everybody, whether you pay in full or do monthly, and this is for all current members, you get our live boot camp. And this is so that we can help you actually get your Dream 1000 set up, actually practice miracle hours with our team. So you're doing them effectively every day, or leading your team to do them effectively every day. This is going to be the super tactical setup to your everything we teach inside the virtual business school. So it's live with team members. It's 2 weeks long. Some of it will be trainings, some of it will be co-working, some of it will be workshop style. The entire goal is that you are fully operational and actually implementing, because what we see is people think they're doing the things, but they're not doing the things. So we're going to get down to the bottom of that, so you're doing the right things. And we absolutely want you to be able to take action and implement. So the boot camp will be the end of July, end of June, beginning of July. We will send out dates to everybody who gets access to that. So if you're currently a member, you'll get that. Will actually be on the member ad event. We have a virtual business school ad event calendar where we put everything in there. So you will always get access to that as members through that calendar. That's always going to be the way to do that. It's a little bit logistical that we have to figure out, that as soon as we have dates, we will give you those dates. But it will be end of June, beginning of July. Here's the deal. You lose nothing by joining us for $59 today. We do have to hop because those VIP sessions are waiting to do their co-working. So we're going to say goodbye, which means that bonus, that Join Now bonus, is going away. But like Kelly said, I would encourage you, take Like, take your future success seriously. We're going to give you everything you need. Our goal is filling your toolbox. Our goal is that you can build something sustainable that you love, that makes sense for your life, that serves your people and makes the impact you want to make. We are not going to force you to make a carbon copy of our business. That is not the kind of company we are, and we don't want that for you. We are going to teach you the principles that will lead to your greatest success so that you can actually see results without feeling like you're banging your head against a wall. That's our goal. So if you are up for that, yay, join us inside Virtual Business School. If you paid for the VIP session, you got 3 emails now. So you've got one on Wednesday, you got one today, and I think you got one Monday. But you also got a text. So we will see you on that session in just a minute. But I would like to see everybody live with me next week for the Q&A call inside the Virtual Business School. I want to see your smiling face there. And I want you to spend this weekend going through those trainings, going through the Dream 1000, the Miracle Hour, and the Trust Building Offer. I want you to kick off Monday with a plan. An actual plan that makes actual money, real money, the kind that you can put in your bank and go buy lunch with. That's what I want you to be able to do. So I will see you guys today, Wednesday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.